In the Journal of Philosophy about sexual perversion, the author states many ideas about sexual perversion and how he thinks things are different than other people's ways of thoughts. So he starts off with saying the Roman Catholics think that contraception is perverted, and me and the author agree on this, that it is not perverted at all to be safe and want to be safe when having sex. I also agree with him that an act needs to be formed in order to be called perverted. And he goes on to state that there are many old way of thinking that people think are perverted, whether maybe a man thinking about another man about sex is perverted, but it's 2013 and many of these ways of thinking have changed over time. A social perversion must reveal itself in conduct that expresses an unnatural sexual preference. So, an act needs to be done in order for it to be sexual perversion. On page 7, he goes, hunger and eating are importantly like sex in that they serve a biological function and also plays a significant role in our inner lives. I also agree with the author on this. I feel that over time, sex has not been talked about how it should be. A lot of people think that when you talk about sex that you're a perverted person, when it's a completely natural and a great thing to do, to talk about. It's healthy, it's good for you, it's good for your partner, as long as you're being safe, of course. It makes you happy, it's good for relationships. People, a main cause of divorces are even the fact that people aren't having enough sex in their marriage. People talk about it as if it's a bad thing when it's perfectly normal aspect in your life. As he states, or she, don't really know, there are sexual perversion people who do in fact take it too far, but it is normal thing to talk and to have sex. The author also compares sex to many things, or actions such as eating. He compares weird eating habits of a person to someone who may have a perverted sexual preference. Like, who are we to say, oh, like, you like to eat cereal with ketchup? Like, you would call that person's eating habits weird. You wouldn't call that person weird. He even goes on to talk about Romeo and Juliet, in a sense, where a person has different ways of wanting to express their sexual preference with another person. A lot of people think, oh, you need love in order to have sex, but in that matter of fact, you do not need love to have sex. It is common to have casual sex. It can completely be done. He also goes on to say sometimes love makes it messier, and it does. It does. So I do agree with the author about this, and yeah.